Until now, we know that there are 5 vrittis: pramana, viparyaya, vikalpa, nidra, smriti. And Maharishi Patanjali says abhyasa and vairagya are the means to remove the vrittis or to control the vrittis. So what is abhyasa? In Sutra 13, Maharishi Patanjali says, Tatra sthitau yatno bhyasaha. Tatra sthitau yatno bhyasaha. Tatra, there, but here it actually means of these two, that is of abhyasa and vairagya, of these two. Sthitau, stabilizing or coming to a certain stillness, to a steadiness. Yatnaha is effort, and that is abhyasa, practice. So of these two, vairagya and abhyasa, the effort towards stillness and stability of the mind is called abhyasa. Listening to this, one might have a question that doing some sort of a practice like, japa or other things, that you can call it effort. But the stillness itself, how can it become an effort? So here the sutra points out that the effort that is taken towards stillness, where there is a removal of the rajasic and tamasic elements, there is a certain one-pointedness, there is a single-pointed focus without any interruption, then the mind becomes calm, and all these things that you put towards calming the mind is the abhyasa. So this effort or this prayatna itself has different aspects to it. One is utsaha, which is a certain enthusiasm and zeal while pursuing something. Or there could be sahasa, which is a certain courage. Dhairya, where there is steadfastness and patience in pursuing something. Or it could be adhyatma vidya, where the pursuit is towards understanding the Atma. Or it could be mahat seva, where one engages in the seva of great people, surrendering to them, approaching them with the right questions, approaching them with the right attitude, so that one may receive the answers and blessings. So this effort includes all of these. And in Sutra 14, Maharishi Patanjali further elaborates and says, Satu dirghakala nairantarya satkara sevito dridha bhumihi. Satu dirghakala nairantarya satkara sevito dridha bhumihi. Satu, that practice, however, dirgha kala, for a prolonged period of time. Nairantarya, without any interruption or interval, like nirantaram, for a consistently long time. Satkara is approaching with a certain reverence, devotion, respectful attitude. Asevitaha, asevitaha is practiced thoroughly or practiced assiduously. Dridha bhumihi, firmness of the ground. So in the sutra, he says that that practice, that abhyasa, becomes firmly grounded only when pursued assiduously and observed for a long period of time without interruption and with a sense of devotion, adoration and a certain positive attitude. Satu dirghakala nairantarya satkara sevito drida bhumihi. So what are the three dimensions mentioned here? It should be without interruption, it should be with due respect and devotion, and it should be carried out for a long time. See, this is a very important insight for all of us. One thing is, whenever we take up anything, we often expect quick results without having taken up something for a considerably long period of time. In fact, most of our achievements today are also tuned that way, such that the rewards come quickly. You post a photograph on social media, there are immediately likes. So now even the responses have become that way, where the recognition of a certain effort comes very quickly, whether it is properly done or not. But however, if you look at the yogic path, or in fact any skill that you develop, it is often stated that the more time you spend with that particular skill, practicing that particular skill, the better it gets integrated into your system. So you need to give it that much time, especially when you are looking at long-term results through it. If it is a small skill, if it's a practical skill that you want to do, say today or tomorrow, that is something that you can quickly pick up and then deliver. But when you're looking at gaining deeper experiences on the yogic path, it is better that we stay on with those practices for a considerable amount of time without focusing on certain immediate results. Second thing is that this practice should happen without interruption. We often set a routine in our life. We put up a schedule, but then get carried away by numerous things that come on the way. It's very difficult for us to follow a certain routine, to set aside some time for practice, to dedicate that particular time of the day for practice without a certain interruption. So identifying a place where you won't be interrupted, identifying a time when you won't be interrupted, all that become important aspects as you grow in your yoga sadhana. Only then that abhyasa can happen without interruption. And the third aspect is a sense of devotion, respect, and a positive approach while practicing. We often get so many doubts about the path, about the person who has shown us the path, about our ability to stick on to the path, that we lose respect and reverence very soon. And without the necessary shraddha, it is very difficult to get deeper knowledge about the subject matter. You have shraddha or you have faith in science, so you have invested so many years of your education to science and technology. Similarly, if you do not have shraddha in the, say, yogic path or the Siddha Parampara or in Vedantic works, then it is very difficult to get anywhere on the path. And hence, yoga is not just about doing some simple exercises, but it's a whole path in itself which includes this shraddha, this abhyasa. In the chapter 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, it is beautifully mentioned. Prayatnadyatamaanastu yogi sanshuddha kilbishaha aneka janma samsiddhas tato yati param gatim. With the accumulated merits of the past births, when yogis engage themselves in the effort to make progress, they become purified of those desires which are quite material in nature and attain perfection in this particular life itself. So while it seems to us that they just attained the merits of their sadhana in this lifetime itself, but actually it is coming from many, many births of practice and even more effort in this particular lifetime, because of which the fruit is obtained. And hence, this Dirghakala Nairantarya, for a long time without interruption, that abhyasa is needed, and that too with a certain positive feel and a certain devotion.